Yeah, when I first got here, it was really about, I really dedicated probably the first, 10 to 17 days really just living upstairs and, just drinking coffee and going through film for as long as till I got the offense down. And the culture here speaks for itself. You come in, it's a seamless transition, and I've, I feel like I've been on this team for like 4 years. It's probably the closest I've ever been to some teammates. So yeah, I love this place.
Think back to the beginning, when you got your, I don't know what that sound is, but when you got your football start, but do you remember what it was that you said, I'm going to try out for football, and how do you kind of remember that practice?
I don't know if I remember the first practice, but I remember in the second grade is when we first, in Arkansas, we could play tackle football in second grade, its first year. I actually, believe it or not, I started out at running back. I don't know why. I think they put in like a running back pass, and I kind of threw it pretty good. And after that, I played quarterback ever since. So played a bunch of baseball growing up. That's kind of where throwing started, and I guess it's where my childhood football began.
Football in the South, certainly you see those stories of Texas on a Friday night.
Yeah.
What's a Friday night in Arkansas like during high school football season?
It's actually just like Texas, you would believe it or not. Everybody, especially in Northwest Arkansas, there's a lot of people in a dense amount of area. High schools are big. Like my high school is almost 3,000 people. So there's a lot of people who go to games, and the community is really behind us. We're the only school in Fayetteville, which is a really large city itself, and we were playing, Bentonville and all those other schools and Little Rock, and it's a big deal down there, and the football just keeps getting better. So
You end up from high school going to Missouri, and then on to Troy after that. But then the transition leads you back here to Eastern Michigan. I know at one point, coaches were really trying to get you here a year ago when you decided to go to Troy. How important was those relationships and building them to get you here?
Yeah, so in 2019, after, we beat Arkansas, right? I thought we were gonna, go into the next year and have a great year. I was fortunate to, lead the team to victory that day against Arkansas. We got to 6 wins, and next day I find out Coach Odom got fired. And then so I was like, well, who are they gonna bring in? And the fit just didn't work. So that we were able to get that COVID year, and I just during 2020 I just coached at my local high school. So then while I was looking for a home while I was coaching, I was just it was really between Troy, Eastern, and a couple other schools, and I really enjoyed my recruiting process with Coach Creighton and Coach Pike and Coach Collett, and I think it's really important, especially nowadays, to maintain relationships and actually be genuine. I called them to tell them I was going to Troy, just to, in case I want to coach later down the line, just to, be on good terms with somebody. So, well, after last season when I got hurt in Game 4, I missed the rest of the season after the South Carolina game. Our season didn't go as we wanted, obviously, and then that coach I committed to got let go, and was kind of back in the same boat again. The offense they're bringing in didn't really, I feel like, suit my skill set, and I had 1 more year, and I knew that there's an open spot here and to come in and compete at Eastern, so I was really excited just to come in here and try to make a name for myself. So,
how much did the year of coaching and then having to sit out, how much does that change maybe your perspective on the game?
I used to really think myself as a good preparer, and then when I was helping out with the quarterbacks at Fayetteville High, I really had a lot of time on my hands, and I really really learned how to study tape and really learned how to see the game like as a coach, and then that's helped me play better and manage the game better and make better decisions and get us in and out of bad plays, and that's really helped me. So I'm definitely thankful for it, and I don't believe God's timing's perfect, and He definitely wanted me to coach that year, and I'm thankful He did.
When you were growing up, what was your childhood sports heroes, or just heroes in general?
For sports, it was Drew Brees. That was the guy I always loved. I just love how he was able to play the game, as a shorter guy. I love how he was able to navigate the pocket, throw with timing, anticipation, be accurate, and ultimately be a phenomenal leader. But most importantly, I'd say my heroes, my parents, and those two have been my rock my whole life, and they've gotten me to a bunch of camps. Always believed in me. Spent so much money on trying to get to all my games. I never missed a game. I'm kind of far from home now, so it's really special that they, there's no words to describe, your heroes, but it's definitely my parents.
If one of your teammates were to describe you in a word or two, what would you hope they would say about you?
That's a good question. I would hope that they would say I was just a good teammate and a guy that loves football. If they said those two things about me, then I feel like I've had a good impact on them. Every day I try to, make a positive impact on somebody and get to know somebody. Football's a great game. All different types of walks of life come together, and just to try to get a win on Saturdays or even Tuesday nights. So I would hope they'd say that, yeah.
For Eastern's fan base, a lot of them, this will be the first time they get to see you play. How would you say your style of gameplay is? And I know Drew Brees is kind of your guy that you idolize. Are you similar to him in a lot of ways when you're out there?
I've gotten that question before, and when I respond to that, I'd say, each quarterback, plays the game a different way. I try to take things from, Peyton Manning's game, pre-snap, getting out of good plays, and Drew Brees' timing, anticipation. Try to, watch Aaron Rodgers and those kind of guys when they move in the pocket and emulate their stuff. But, when I've been in this college game a long time, and what I've learned is just to be yourself. That's kind of who I am. I'm not trying to be anybody else, and I feel like if I just play as how I play and just be me, then I feel like we'll have a good chance.
Talked to Samson about this a little bit ago. Just the transfer portal has certainly helped give some of the players the rights back. I mean, there's a guy who's used it to his advantage a couple of times. How's that process been, and is it a good thing for college athletics?
I think so. When I was going through the process, you had to graduate to be able to leave without sitting out a year. So whenever I knew that, found out that Coach Odom was going to get fired at Missouri, I was like, all right, how do I protect myself? And I got my degree, and super thankful for that. But I do believe that if you use it for the right reasons, and you're not using it as a scapegoat, I believe I was trying to set up myself, to find a new home that fit myself, and definitely wasn't using it for the wrong reasons at all. I had my degree. I was left with good terms. It was just time for me to, God had a different plan for me. So I definitely think that some kids in this generation are using it for the wrong reasons. I did put in the time. I did compete. I did win a job there at Missouri, and I did compete at Troy, and I won that job. And I think competition's good, and I don't think people should use the portal as a bad thing. But if you get your degree and you put in the work, I feel like if an opportunity doesn't work out, then you can go find another home.
Could chat to this here on this Stack 'em overall theme for the year. What does it mean for you, and how have you embraced that thought?
For me personally, it's been process over outcomes. That's kind of where I get it from. I'm a big golf guy, so I saw this quote by Rory McIlroy: is he tries to hit really good quality shots throughout a whole round, stacking golf shots, right? Mm-hmm. Until he runs out of holes, right? So when I kind of use that, how I play is just, keep making good decisions, until you run out of field, and then eventually you're in the end zone. Let the score take care of itself, stack good plays on top of good plays, and leave the rest up to, God. So.
How good a golfer are you?
I'm pretty decent.
What's your average 18-hole score?
It just depends on the course, but I keep my handicap, and I'm at a 5.4 right now.
Nice. Favorite course you've played?
Oh. Played in Cabo a couple of times.
No Pebble Beach in there yet?
No, I got really good buddies back in Fayetteville. They've played one's played Pebble Beach a lot of times, and one of my best friends back home's played Augusta a bunch of times. So,
Oh.
so definitely hoping that he's going to take me.